At the present moment, we are experiencing a disturbing trend of passenger planes dropping out of the sky like stones. They have given me an extreme fear of flying, and I have a good reason to say why I will never fly again. I have always feared flying. The recent trend of these so-called super advanced jets falling out of the sky has compounded my fear. It means that I am not going to fly again anytime soon. I have always wondered if there is any accident-proof aircraft out there that I can use. If there aren't any, then I'm going to have to create one someday. The infamous crashes of two ultramodern aircraft a short while ago is especially shocking. The crashes of the Indonesian Lion Air and the Ethiopian airline shook the world like an earthquake, even with the mounting overwhelming evidence. The airline manufacturer, Boeing, denied responsibility many times before admitting fault with its brand new 737 MAX jet. Boeing is, of course, the largest manufacturer of corporate passenger aircraft in the world today. They thought they could get away with a few unfortunate crashes because people have no better alternatives. When the crashes first came out, Boeing cast the blame on the pilots, calling them poorly trained professionals from third world countries. Only the similarities in the two crashes raised eyebrows from the authorities and the general public. The resulting outrage placed a negative spotlight on the manufacturer and forced them to retract their defensive clause. I remember just a few years ago, Boeing was having troubles with one of its great planes, another popular model called the 787 Dreamliner. They were quickly grounded around the world after batteries started exploding in the planes while on runways. It was later found out that Boeing was subcontracting a company that delivered poor quality and hazardous products. However, this battery problem and other issues in the aircraft, which were discovered later, were fixed, and the aircraft was put back into service. This matter was laid to rest and was quickly forgotten. The new crashes are raising new concerns for Boeing altogether. Are they really doing enough to make sure every passenger is safe? Has Boeing tossed its quality standards into the trash in pursuit for more profits? The company's safety policy on all its aircrafts is now being scrutinized to the uttermost extreme. It looks like Boeing, a true champion of aviation, is turning into a rogue company. We should now start building our own better alternatives, said some of the passengers. The problem now is that even if you have a very robust aircraft, all perfect to every nut and bolt, there are other problems in the aviation industry that are likely to lead a plane into a crash, variations in weather patterns, human error, or both, or either side of the control towers and the pilots, and many countless issues that are likely to arise. So I prefer to use cars, buses, trains, and ships. Planes only come about when it's absolutely necessary to fly, only when I have an urgent matter, and I am left with no other choice. That's the moment when I got aboard a plane. I myself have lost close relatives in plane crashes before. It was one of the most painful and unbearable moments of my life. What I went through, I cannot describe it in words here. So for those who have lost a loved one in an air accident before, I really understand them. Their anguish and pain are things I have also experienced. When we compare air accidents to other accidents, then we can honestly say that planes take the least number of lives compared to roads, rails, and waterways. Our highways are a lot more dangerous than our airways, according to some trusted data. There are less than 1,000 civilian aircraft fatalities a year worldwide on average. On the other hand, there are millions of road accident fatalities worldwide every year, yet we fear planes more than we fear cars. I believe it owes to the fact that we have grown very fond of the cars so much that we become oblivious of their dangers. The car travels on roads. So people say, this thing is down to earth. It's something we can handle. They are under the illusion that because they are very familiar with cars, they can handle all the problems that arise from them. Planes, on the other hand, fly very high into the skies, into the spaces unknown. They happen to be very complex. Most of its workings are not really known to the ordinary folk. They understand that anyone operating an aircraft has to be extremely careful. Even the tiniest of mistakes often brings down the biggest and most expensive of planes. Planes are just fragile birds of steel. I went to a hangar and saw this huge aircraft being towed out of shelter. It had large wings, each the length and size of a small train. It had 4 massive fans that sucked in everything that walked nearby.